Welcome back! This video is to show you how to attach a foot to your pinch pot. The first video that I did in this series taught you how to construct a pinch pot, and this one is to give you some ideas on how to attach a foot and then give you some design ideas as well that you can use to make your pinch pot more interesting. So the function of adding a foot to your piece would be just to lift it up off the table a little bit and kind of help it to create a more interesting form. And form is an element of art that is the three-dimensional shape of a figure. So you can see some different ideas here that I've used. And when we make pottery, a lot of times what we're trying to do is to defy gravity. We don't want our pieces to look like they're slumping down. So instead we want to try to create something that looks a little bit more lifted. To create a coiled foot, all you need to do is grab a small amount of clay and start to roll out that coil. You can try doing it in your hands, but what I find works best is to roll it out on a board. And just any areas that look like they need to be smoothed out, go ahead and smooth out before you fit your coil onto the bottom of your pinch pot. So this coil looks a little too large. I'll just fit it the size that I want and cut it down. To attach your foot to your pinch pot, you'll need a scoring tool and some slip. And I just want to score the end of my coil. And this is like creating a Velcro. And add some slip or clay glue, I like to call it. And I just want to make sure that I get rid of that seam in between those pieces of clay so that it looks really nice and neat. And then I will score the bottom of my foot and the bottom of my pinch pot and add some slip to that as well. If I just leave this setting here, it still will probably fall off. So I just want to take a moment to really press both of these pieces of clay together and get rid of any air that might be in between them. And I even want to go over that seam with my modeling tool just to really make it look nice and neat and get rid of the crease there. And there we have a nice coil foot. So you can see it kind of gives it a little bit more of an interesting form. If you want to do another type of foot, I've had students make actual feet out of clay. They've sculpted them into feet. That's kind of fun. You can just do little dots of clay. You can turn these into pillars. Just don't make them too tall, because when you have little skinny feet holding up a big bowl, usually what happens is it kind of bends and warps and doesn't really end up lasting very well. So I'm just going to roll these to a little bit neater of shapes. Okay. And you can see what that will look like. I'm just going to score and slip these on. That should give you a pretty good idea of how to do some basic feet. You can use these design ideas, or you can come up with some of your own.